education, I have the right to play, I have the right to sing, I have the right to talk, I have the right to speak.
The attack appears timed for maximum impact.
The thing is that the death toll continues to go up.
This was not a random act of violence. This was not disconnected. They intend to carry out more and more and more of these terror attacks, whether Paris...
agree these were coordinated attacks that may have been timed out to increase the number of casualties.
Welcome to the Worldwide Evening News. My name is Courtney Keeler, and here we have joining us today is Dr. Marie Montague. She is the head of the Middle Eastern Studies in Oxford. Marie, thank you so much for joining us. We know you've come a long way, so we definitely appreciate that.
I'm really glad to be here.
We're glad you're here. So, Marie, there's been a lot of things that have gone on recently, starting in the past couple of years that have caused a huge rift in the world, starting with Pakistan's leader being assassinated, who was Benazir Bhutto's son. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, Bilal al-Zardari was his name, and he had taken great strides for democracy in Pakistan. And like you said, he was the son of Benazir Bhutto, who also was, she had a lot of influence in Pakistan as well before her assassination. And Bilal had made a lot of great changes in Pakistan, but there was a lot of contentions within the tribal areas. And so he went to diplomatically try to ease those tensions. And unfortunately, he was only in office from August 2030 to November of 2032. So only 2 years for all of this to happen. And as soon as he crossed into the FATA borders to try to ease some of these tensions, he was assassinated.
That is, interesting to hear. A lot of us, we don't know exactly what the FATA is. We've never even really heard of it. Can you tell us more about what they are?
Absolutely. The FATA areas are the federally administered tribal areas in Pakistan. And these are where the tribal leaders have more control than the government does. People follow the laws of the tribes more than the laws of the government. So and these areas have kind of been known as the Iron Curtain for Pakistan because no journalists or reporters have been allowed in those areas for years now. And it's been kind of known as well as a training ground for the Taliban. The government regulates madrasas, and they don't really permit them, except for but the tribal areas aren't really regulated, so the madrasas have continued to grow, which has led to more people joining the Taliban, as well as the Taliban has also gained power because of those madrasas and the lack of regulation.
It's interesting that they gained a lot of power. They're definitely a group that, they're known basically as a worldwide mafia, and the fact that they have power in those areas. How did that relationship build, or how did they get into that?
Well, it really comes from just the people of Pakistan and their dedication to their tribes. And they all follow Islam. They're very dedicated to their religion. And the Taliban started out as a great group that just supported Islam and seemed to help the communities more than the government did. So that kind of led to this alliance between the Taliban protects these tribes, and the tribes give them places to live without being attacked. So it's just developed into quite the relationship.
Yeah, it's an interesting kind of relationship that they have. How did this affect Pakistan, the relationship?
Well, their relationship led directly to the civil war that's occurring in Pakistan. As soon as the assassination of Zardari happened back in November of 2032, the Pakistani army took that as an act of war.
We have our reporter who's now on site, Elijah Lechman, who is going to give us...
Yes, as you can see behind me at the UN headquarters, there have been tense negotiations between Pakistan and various other world leaders. One such major powerhouse would be Chinese President Liu Hao making an appearance, stating that they are simply seeking peace talks while at the same time appointing their own foreign ambassador in the form of Bilal al-Zima, who has been seen as a puppet leader of his own. Much work that the UN would like to put in has been blindsided and stopped by Russia, who not only has been halting any progress, but has been adding their own troop movements with China's, seemingly to put a foothold into the Middle East. While nothing can be put into cement right now, this reporter thinks that this is only the beginning of what could be a very long and drawn-out conflict.
Hello, my name is Luis Quesada, reporting with Worldwide Evening News here from the scene in India. Due to the recent chaos caused by the civil war in Pakistan, we have been able to see a lot of people, a lot of refugees come into our country. It's estimated about 1 million people that have found a new home in our country, and although at first it was a little tough for them, the authorities and the local governments have been able to find a home for everyone. Due to this, the countries, Pakistan and India, have strengthened their relationship, and we are able to see